was asked to see Penosa about 9 years ago. When Amita, my wife, and me, and now my co-producer, when we saw it, we immediately knew that this is a character that we really had to bring onto the screen. I wanted it to be a family film, and I didn't know how to route it. And we were in the train, and I happened to ask the person who was the TC of the train, and I said, "What are these flowers which are there outside the window?" As we were in the train, and he said, "Oh, those are opium fields." And we were in Rajasthan at that time, and I said, "Oh, is that so? Is this how it's grown? They're like poppy flowers." And so that's when it occurred to me that I now know how to root this. I know how to make it culturally in our context, in an Indian context.
I know that it came to me somewhere in 2019 March. I was told there's a series which we're going to adapt, not remake, adapt, which was the key word. A story which Ram had dreamt many years back and he was very keen to make, and it felt like it was finally going to happen in some way, if you can call that. 6 months of writing. And when I say writing, it's actually a lot of rewriting.
Preparation, when you're in Ram Madhwani's school, the preparation is the key. You have to do like normally जब लोग preparation करते हैं उसका आपको 4 गुना ज़्यादा preparation करना पड़ता है, because राम theory of shooting is कि आपको shooting में stress नहीं होना, आपको shoot को enjoy करना. To enjoy the shoot, no, you have to prep a lot. That means he is creating atmosphere जहाँ पे ना it seems like everything is real.
It began as a technical thing, actually, which is to say that I moved the camera around 360 degrees. There are 2-3 cameras when we are shooting the scene. So it's not done in the traditional system of shooting, which is action cut, little moments, continuity of like, oh, did you pick the cup up and then I have to cut to the next shot, or there's a trolley or a crane. So I wanted to remove the shackles of all of that, and I wanted to do it so that there is an emotional continuity and a continuity of feelings for the actor.
First time I went to meet Ram to talk about Aarya, he told me no film lights, no tripods, no jibs, no cranes, no drones, because that's not the style of the show. And that's not the way he wanted to shoot the show. He wanted it to be real, raw and unframed, unlit. Here, yes, we would plan a lot and we would stage it, but once you've staged it and once it starts, you don't correct it, you let it happen.
For the longest time we were kind of prepping based on the character, and it's only when we found out that Sushmita was playing Aarya that everything kind of fell into place. As a personality, I think Sushmita Sen is a very, very strong lady. She's someone who I look up to because of the way she's led her life.
We got there, we saw the locations, and something did not feel quite right about these places. So we decided to take a walk, and we walked through the compound of of this complex. And while we walked, we found a gate, and on that gate there was a little board, and that board actually said Aarya Bungalow. It's a very large location. I think one of the key things that we kind of did at that point in time was that we started to layer it. We layered it with color, we layered it with pattern, we layered it with texture, and we compressed the spaces, and we yet had the depth within the house.
So it's a world of SUVs and sort of big cars and big bungalows and contemporary people, but yet very traditional people. It is like a lot of the families that we see, though they may have a Western kind of outlook, or they may be traveling to the West a lot, but a lot of the time they are completely rooted in the traditions of India, and that is really what the world that I wanted to set it in. It's a world that I know. It's a world that I think people can relate to.